You are listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Empire. It's the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
This is Trevor Harris.
Hey, how you doing? This is number 58, Travis Bond.
This is Christoph Malomba Chimanga.
Hey there, this is your co-host, Kenny Stafford.
Hey, this is Ryan King.
Calvin McCarty.
And you are listening to...
You're listening to the Eskimos Empire.
Listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
The Eskimo Empire Podcast. Hope you guys enjoy listening.
Welcome back to the Turf District for the Eskimo Empire Podcast, and we are a proud member of the Alberta Podcast Network, powered by ATB. I'm Andrew, and I'm joined in the Turf District tonight by my homies, Superfan Mike.
Sup?
And Commissioner Kayla. I think you're still laughing over that.
Well, you said homies, and then you said, what's up?
We're all
Flashback to my high school days.
To be fair, we were still older than you.
Come on, we're all homies.
That's always going to be the case. So.
I mean, older than you are now.
Yeah.
You're high school.
That's a good point.
I'm older than you all think I am.
Well, still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's leave that.
Someone thought I was 23 the other day. I was like, okay.
Did you give them extra points?
No, I don't want to be recognized as like early 20s. I feel like my maturity should show through. No, not so mature. Well, okay.
Maybe they weren't judging you on maturity. They were looking on your...
Dude, they've known me for 10 years.
Oh, okay. Well, then, fair enough.
So I thought you were 13 when they met you.
That's what I was like. You've known me for 10 years. I wasn't 13 when I met you.
See? That would be Kayla right there.
Me? No. Why did I didn't... You guys pitch laugh, not me.
Sure. All right.
Anywho, sorry, yeah.
How's the week, guys? That good, eh? Wow, that's great.
No, it's good. Lots of football this weekend.
Yes.
I got to watch...
Lots of very intense football.
I got to watch, 4 CFL games and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it was a pretty damn fun weekend.
Fantastic.
Yeah. In my new football room on the big TV. So
Ooh.
I know, very exciting.
Fancy.
Yeah.
I'm excited to come over and watch.
Turf District West.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Was that a Sunday game?
The which one? The Pittsburgh game?
Yeah.
It was a Saturday game, but they rebroadcast it on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the Vikings played last night, and Zylstra was doing Zylstra things.
Yeah, Deontay Spencer for the Steelers.
Yeah.
He had a punt return that was 38 yards, and he had a 20-yard reception as well.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Nice. Look at these CFL lads
I
getting
gotta
in there.
stop scooping them up, though, man. I miss them over here.
It's true.
Yeah, well,
Especially
that is
Zylstra.
true. I mean, Spencer's fine. I mean, he wasn't playing for us. But, I mean, Zylstra. I mean...
That's what I mean. I'm like...
But, you know, we do have his little brother on our list, negotiation list.
Mm-hmm. It's not,
you don't know. Shane could be that much better.
it could be.
Okay,
Not according to Brandon, though.
We're going to two
I'm not
separate...
talking about his football plan. Don't know how good he is as a player.
Excellent.
But he could be dreamy.
He could be, absolutely. Did you guys both start up your Grey Cup fit up?
Yes.
One resounding yes. That's great. Not so much?
Would you like a Timbit?
I walk it, yeah.
Yes. I would also like some drink, because if Grey Cup fit up starts, that means Grey Cup drink up also starts.
You have to get your liver levels tolerable.
Got to get it all prepared. Yeah, that's
100 days to get ready.
100 days to get your liver
Do you
intact.
just like do any... I walk to work every day. Does that count?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's 30 minutes every day.
Oh, that's usually what it takes me.
So there you go. You should start. You got to start keying in
Tracking
there.
it.
Yeah. You know, the one cool thing for me about it is nice
Fitbit.
arm movement, not a video podcast, and I finally get to call it on Mike and not on Kayla.
It's not for them. It's just for us.
That's right.
Everyone has a Fitbit.
That's right.
Fitness.
Not I. I do not.
Neither do I. I'm not fit, though, so.
But, you know, I the part about Grey Cup Fit Up, though, for me is not only because you're getting out and you're doing some stuff, but it's the camaraderie and the conversations back and forth with the rest of the CFL family. And, I mean, Brody really gets in there and responds to so many tweets, every day. It's ridiculous.
She's a beast, though. She is fierce.
Yeah, absolutely. But it just... the fact that she takes that time though, to go through and reply to everybody, and you really do feel like you're not in it alone.
Right.
And I love that. And I mean, obviously, I had a bit of a Grey Cup fit-up weekend.
You sure did. You did a Grey Cup week.
I did in a day.
Yes.
But it was just, it's amazing that support and the idea that you get to just talk to everybody every day about how are you doing today.
Right.
And it's more not just specifically this year about being fit. It's also about being, peaceful, mindful, taking that time and kind of, getting yourself centered.
Connected.
So, yeah, I love it. And very connected. That's the perfect word.
Yeah,
it should almost be Grey Cup Connect Up because that's kind of
what
what
sucks
it feels
because
like.
one other how to do that is to stay off social media. Like that's what I've been doing for the last probably however many weeks, and oh my gosh,
yeah,
my mind is just like so much healthier.
But that's what I'm saying. Like in this, it's so positive.
Yeah,
like
but you just keep... I can't go on Twitter without seeing all that trash because it's like... That's why I asked them, I'm like, remove trending. I don't need to see this BS all the time.
I don't even see trending.
I don't either.
On desktop, that's the...
Oh,
right
that's the
there.
main thing. Okay.
I don't go on desktop.
Just go,
but even if you go
like
to search like, oh, I want to see like so-and-so and like go... Or like that tag or whatever. And then like it's right there and you're like, I just don't want to see this BS.
Yeah. Go type in hashtag Grey Cup Fit Up and just look at that and you'll feel very good. I think it's very positive.
It's too easy to go down the rabbit hole, so that's why I just stay off.
That's fair. All right, before we get to the news, this week's episode of the Eskimo Empire Podcast is brought to you by the Well Endowed Podcast. I think we've talked about this before.
We have,
absolutely. It's hosted by Andrew and Elizabeth, and it explores the impact of passionate people who are working to make Edmonton a strong, vibrant city to live in. They really focus on the Edmonton Community Foundation, and that helps people create endowment funds. And of course, the podcast is about the stories of how these funds intersect with the city.
It's awesome.
In their latest episode, they talked to Kevin Stewart, who they call Vegreville's own Lorax.
Easy for you to say.
Easy for me to say, yes. And he created a fund to help protect the Aspen Park lands of Vegreville.
Awesome.
So check out more stories like these and subscribe at thewellendowedpodcast.com. Like that?
I did.
Wonderful. Let's talk some Esks news, shall we?
Hey!
CJ Gable was named the player of the week for the game against Ottawa.
He should.
Yeah, which he was our player of the game.
He was.
So they should have just known. That's what it was.
It's just, but in fact, just bother with us. The whole thing, just come to us.
I know, just come to us. We'll tell you which one it is.
Yep.
Absolutely. The Esks did release national defensive lineman Andrew Marshall.
Yeah, injured at training camp. Didn't even play in the preseason. So
Right.
not much of a surprise, I think, at this point.
Exactly. And I believe it, we did say it last week that they did release Nick Taylor, but I think that was right kind of in between recordings. So
yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, right at that time.
Recorded. And he was re-signed.
He was re-signed by the team we're going to play this week. How damn convenient.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, tell you, he's a good player. I don't want to...
He is. I like Nick Taylor.
We see Tanner Green go to the 6th game.
Ouch.
Which, so
he's been coming along.
Calvin and Tanner on the 6th game. So we saw Sender getting some time. We saw Tuck getting some time in there. Be interesting to see what happens.
Tuck is
this
another
week.
beast, too.
Oh, yeah.
And Sender's been great for a draft pick for this year.
Absolutely. Rookie.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, doing what he's supposed to do. So
was Calvin injured in Calgary?
Yes. That was when he got hurt. Yeah. So, unfortunately... Poor McCarty. Yeah,
yep.
He's got to be better. Now, there is, of course, this whole shuffle puts Hakuna Matata back in the lineup.
Oh, he was so great on specials.
Absolutely, as was Jimmy Gaines winner, Glass is
Type
back
1 Glass,
in.
nice.
And Cooper and Asari went back to the PR. So,
right. So who else came in?
Alex Taylor.
Alex Taylor, right.
Right.
Alex Taylor drive.
Got it. Exactly.
I just want him to run the ball so we can have an Alex Taylor drive.
Is that the whole drive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only people in Edmonton are going to get this joke.
Red Deer would think it's the greatest thing ever. No, that's not true.
No.
All right. Well, I tried. All right. So Edmonton with a big win this week.
Yes.
41-26 over the Argos. A bit of a back and forth game in the first half.
Yeah.
A little bit fun with some
She loves it
changes.
close.
She loves, well, yeah. That was good. Am I just going to leave it at that? Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk about...
games. She likes the close games.
She likes the close games. That's right.
I'm really confused of what you were trying to allude to.
I just figured we'd skip past
She
it.
likes it close. No, nobody likes that? All right, fine. Losing my mind. Okay, let's talk about the good in this
The
good
marathon
game. I know, it's just all the brains are gone. Exactly. What do you got good in this game there, Commissioner? Wait, before I actually answer that, well, how did you feel about DeVaris Daniels' profile pic?
I haven't seen it.
Did you not see my tweet?
I did. I'm asking you. Because he's number 80 and he used a bat signal with the number 80 in the middle.
I don't operate in a multiverse, so I'm not sure what verse he's in, but I'm in the Brian Mitchell Batman.
Okay. All right.
So he's going to find someone else to do his commissioner.
It's like all the extra Robins that are around there.
That's right.
There is one Robin.
Yeah, there's one
I was
Robin.
thinking Dick Grayson. Anyway.
Yes.
Oh, well, again.
It's in the tape.
Be gone.
Okay, all right. Now go to the good of the game. I just was curious. I just wanted to see what would happen.
We'll just
leave it there.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah. Well, I better not take a step now.
Probably not, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was definitely a more balanced game than it has been, this team is really confusing to me lately because, like,
that's fair. That's
they'll just be
schizophrenic.
Yeah,
completely. Because I remember a few games ago against BC, like they just clicked on all three levels, all three teams.
They were playing BC, so
yes. But it's rare to have all three firing on like 1,000 cylinders. Like, it was fantastic. And then you play. Who did they play after that?
Then they played
Montreal.
No, Montreal. No, here, because it was BC was there, and then we came back here.
I think it was Montreal. Yeah.
I don't think it was because Montreal was early in the season.
Was it?
We played in BC, and then we played back. We played in Montreal. That's why I was confused.
Oh,
yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, Montreal was the first home game.
Yes,
but it was just kind of like it was a dud.
And then it was Toronto here.
We lost 20-10.
Yeah, well, and it feels like they're like super good in like all areas and then struggling in some areas, and the defense is always kind of like trying to. They're pretty level, pretty stable, but it feels so.
This is the good. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was confused. Remember? I would say finally, I think the offense really impressed me. A little slow to start, but. Overall, 41 points,
three
right?
Touchdowns in their first 3 drives.
At the beginning?
Yeah. First 3 drives for Edmonton were all
okay.
touchdowns.
I'm getting all these games mixed up because I'm just
all into the same
and then
spot.
a field goal. Yeah.
You know what though?
I'm the bobblehead.
You're right in
Bobble
the fact
doll.
You're the bobble doll.
No, I'm not. No.
Well done.
There was some.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, please refer to the Periscope on Twitter this week. Yes.
Lots of good in this game, I thought.
Lots of good. Okay, go, Mike.
Well, the offense, as Kayla was saying, I thought was really came around.
Yeah.
Lots of great catches, lots of great runs.
Yep.
Of course, you can't not talk about that Ellingson catch.
How can you not?
That was an amazing catch.
Ellingson catch was out of this world.
Yeah.
I was standing in the kitchen as it happened, and I just did one of those. Oh, did that actually happen? Like,
Why were you in the kitchen?
because I was doing dishes.
Yes,
Where were you watching it?
On my iPad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Streaming on TSN.
Absolutely. And
Which explains why you're delayed.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I'm always that little bit behind you. Yeah, because Mike texts me and says, "Well, crap," and I'm like, "What? Oh, I see now."
Yeah, that's why I stay up like on my because I stream it too, and I'm like, "Wow, that's really ahead 6:30, Ched. I can't watch you or listen and like watch at the same time."
I watch it on TV and I'll pause it for about 10 seconds just so I can have Ched as the voiceover.
Yeah,
works great. So that way you can, every so often they'll point to the talking heads like Rod Black, and you'll be like. No idea what he's talking about. I'm listening to David Morley.
Yeah, as we should be.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Although, total side point, but Dusty Nielsen calling the Calgary game did very well.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I really liked him.
Very new, though, right? This is his first year?
Yeah,
because I haven't heard him before, but maybe that's just because I haven't listened to
He's been on the sidelines a few times. He's been...
Yep. But this is
like
his first year doing the play-by-play.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he did fabulous.
I thought so, too. I really liked it. Yeah. Yeah, I loved it. Anyway, and we keep going away from the good. Let's talk that catch, though. That was ridiculous, right?
The catch was incredible. Anyone that hasn't seen it, go watch the highlights from that game. it's the catch of the year.
Oh, it definitely a high contender. That was
no, it is.
It is okay. No, because he's going to get one even
I was going to say,
no,
you could probably
catch of the year so far.
So far. Oh, okay, that's fair. Yes. So far, you didn't put the so far in.
Well, it's catch of the year. We might have another catch of the year, but
okay.
For now
it is okay.
To be the best, you got to beat the best.
So Ellingson, if you could just do that and land on like 1 foot and do a pirouette before you land, that'd be great.
Or to be fair, I think it is unseated the Nate Adjei catch and run.
Oh yeah,
that was the catch of the year.
Sure, yes, but that was I don't know. I had to put that Tavares one up there where he scooped it just before it landed. That was a beautiful catch.
Yeah, not as beautiful as this one.
Still, this one was unreal. Yeah, absolutely. Ellingson in general, 10 catches, 170 yards, 2 TDs.
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah, it's more the connection that we were kind of
expecting,
waiting,
right? Yeah,
waiting.
Exactly.
Right. Good at the game, Kayla. God.
Yeah. Okay. Got any other goods, Kayla?
Oh, I just keep going back to my nitpickiness.
Okay.
Our defense is so sexy. Oh my gosh. I just I couldn't help.
Again, not a video podcast pointed at Mike, but that was outstanding face when you said that. Yeah, okay.
Oh, I missed it. Dude,
No, it was.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Gladly.
You know what? I think the defense had good and bad in this game.
I was going to say they were my bad for this game.
Really? I think they kind of fell into a bit of both.
The fourth quarter was outstanding.
Absolutely. 100% agree.
But the first 3 quarters, they were
I would say the first half.
Their average.
Yeah.
Well, they were in the third. Because I was expecting the adjustments, and I didn't see
the lockdown. Yeah.
I pierced my own ear.
That's pretty good.
I also think that it's noticeable when the offense is doing great that the defense may look not so as great because generally they're the ones holding the team together when the offense isn't running on.
But if we could have been 41-3, that would have been a sweet. Okay. I know you would have hated it.
But now see, hate those in the first quarter though, Kwaku was on a mission.
Yes, he was.
He had an outstanding game.
That line,
I was very, very impressed with. So that's why I say there was good and bad.
There always is. There always is. I just even though they're bad, they're always consistently good.
Yeah.
A bad game by our defense is still a pretty decent game for most other teams.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I can see what you're saying.
That's what I'm getting at right now. I have become so I've had these high expectations created by how good we've played the first 7-8 games. So when you have a game where it's you're kind of down to reality like the other teams, then you're they can do better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. True. Well, they got 1 sack this game.
They got 4, I believe.
What game was I watching?
I'm not entirely sure.
The game
actually.
before they had no sacks. When they played,
oh my god! Did I watch this game? Yes. I don't remember.
Ottawa, they had no sacks. Planned. They planned to get no sacks.
Why do you plan to get no sacks?
Because they wanted to contain. So instead of rushing to sack him, they wanted to make sure they kept him in the pocket.
Oh, that'd be so hard. I'd be let me at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would expect a little bit of that this week, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay, wait, hang on just 1 second. I'm just trying to I'm so wrapped up in this Calgary-Montreal game that I just forgotten about everything else because I just love that game so much. I feel bad.
Pretty good.
This week on the Alouettes Empire podcast.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, no. It's just the game itself was extraordinary. I wish we would have played like that against Calgary. Man alive, I would have had a heart attack.
Yeah, it was.
Well, let's wait about 10 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, please do. Oh my goodness.
Let's talk another good penalties.
Yes.
Down.
Only 6 for 53 yards.
Lies. What? That can't be possible.
I know. The text that you sent me, Mike. Can I read that right? Only 6 penalties?
Is that possible?
Wow. Well done. Granted, a couple came at those ugly times again, but it was only 6 and not 10 or 15.
Yeah.
We'll take the improvement. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Sean White. Bounced back with 2 for 2 for field goals and 5 for 5 on converts.
Yes.
And isn't it nice to say 5 converts?
And his punting was excellent as well. Mm-hmm. His kickoffs they're nowhere near Hughes.
No.
He was kicking basically to the 20.
Right.
Like, I must got exhausted, though.
When you're used to just kicking field goals.
Yeah.
When you're used to just doing the one job.
Yeah.
And having to do three jobs.
Yeah.
And again, I don't think he's getting 3 paychecks. So.
No.
Or not even 2.
No, probably not.
So I'm just saying.
Little raise would be nice, guys. Come on.
Just saying.
Let's give money some money.
Okay, now we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but do you have any bads for this game? Mike? Because I don't know if Kayla knows what happened in the game. No.
Well, like I said, I thought the defense, especially the rush defense.
Yeah, they did give 100-plus yards.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was seeing, especially when they're running right up the middle. I mean, that's just is the strength of that defensive line with Mondo and Mike Moore. And Vickers as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty strong defensive middle.
Yes.
And then, of course, Larry Dean in there and Vontae Diggs. I thought they seemed to have their way with us on that sort of... I mean, they obviously game planned very well for us.
Mm-hmm. Right. I would agree. Yeah. I don't want to take anything away from the Argos because they did play well. They executed very well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Like, through almost the whole game, and then all of a sudden they just, like, teetered off, like, exponentially the fourth quarter. Just, like, such a great game, and then they're like, no, we're tired.
Well, and I think the defense also just said,
okay, enough of this.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, the defense, I think they adjusted at that point.
Right, yeah. And maybe, like you said, went more into that contain mode because they had 4 sacks in the first half and then none in the second. Right.
God, who got these sacks? Like, I know one of
Quaker got one, Moore got one.
Quaker got 2, but one got taken away for penalty.
Stupid penalties. Oh, yeah. Then Moore got one. Did Mondo get one? I don't know if Mondo did or not. I thought Usher got one.
I think it was Usher, yeah.
Usher had one that was taken away as well.
Oh.
Okay.
Maybe that
stupid penalties.
This is why I have to rewatch these games.
Yes, you really should. It might be helpful. All right. Do you have any what the fire trucks?
Sorry.
That's fine.
Sorry. No, I just
I thought you had something else. I'm like, yes.
No, okay. I was gonna say, like, sometimes when I watch it at home, I just like.
Oh, Mike Moore didn't have one.
Oh, I thought he did.
Jesse Joseph.
Oh, okay. Well, then who got the other 2?
So, Kwaku, Usher, Mondo, and
okay.
Mondo did
Joseph.
get one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are going to think, like, do you actually watch football?
They're going to obviously be questioning that for all of us tonight. Yeah, we're all, except for Mike. Mike obviously watched it very intently.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, okay, great. Any what the fire trucker moments?
I don't think I had anything that was really, really bad.
I can tell you what mine was. What is with the Dunnigan Rob Black date at the Esks?
That's true. That's true. That was featured in the game.
Could something be more put on ever? Like,
all they needed was them walking hand in hand with the Carpenters playing.
Like, really, that's what it should be.
Like, close to you?
Exactly.
Perfect.
And the big stuffy on somebody's shoulders would have been perfect. Yeah.
They had a thing where they had Dunnigan and Rod Black at the X because the game.
Yeah,
if you flew into the game, you got the tickets to the X. So they had a little montage of Dunnigan and Black walking around the exhibition, like on a date.
I missed that.
And doing,
winning each other stuffies.
It was
what? Okay, I gotta actually rewatch.
Yeah, you might have to rewatch that.
Was this at halftime?
No, it was in and throughout the game. Like they showed different parts of it. Yeah.
I saw people like at the X, but like
no, they actually had
the cameras followed them around.
Yeah.
You couldn't miss them.
It was
apparently I did, but apparently I missed the whole game. So
I was gonna say you couldn't miss them. Yes, you.
No, I remember them like talking about that couple on the date on the little
on the little glider thing. Yeah,
well, I hope it's a date.
Yeah, I was like, oh guys, oh my. All right, this week's player of the game. So, Kayla, who did you pick this week?
Oh, Trevor Harris.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't believe we went through all the good and didn't talk about Trevor Harris.
Well, that's because we had this coming. That I do remember. I think he really stood up as a leader, and I think he showed us exactly why we have faith in this dude. Like,
he had 5 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive.
And the fact that his offense was actually clicking with him and catching the balls. Like, I know sometimes it's Harris's fault not throwing with complete accuracy or whatever, but this time I was just like, yeah, that's our quarterback.
Yep.
That's our leader.
He did well. You could tell there was a little fire there, eh? On the 3rd and 1s, it's like, oh yeah, we're getting it this time. There's no fooling around. Yeah.
Thank you, because I was like, oh my gosh, can we not have Harrison with the 3rd and short? Like, for the love of God.
Actually get them. Yeah, exactly. Superfan, who'd you pick this week?
I actually went a little off the board. And
no, you did not. You picked one that I totally agree with.
Yeah, I took Kyle Saxelid. I thought him coming up when Tommy Draheim went down with injury. We're talking a raw rookie. Now, this is his natural position with UNLV. Right. Coming in at left tackle, which is probably the most visible of offensive line positions. When you screw up, everybody notices because the quarterback gets hit hard.
Yeah.
And I thought he held his own. The Argos did not get a sniff from that edge when he went in. And I thought, you know what? For a raw rookie to come in there, I thought he did an outstanding job.
Yeah, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I've already gushed about him, but I went on the Kwaku train and said Kwaku had a hell of a game. He was in the backfield so much.
He could take the handoff half the time.
Oh, it was crazy. Like at a couple of those times, basically he did that one time. Yeah. They handed off and just drilled him like right there. Yeah. I'm like, Kwaku, you're just so exciting to watch.
I tweeted at that point, like, you're going to see it. He's going to be an all-star this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No question. He's a CFL all-star.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And then we all put in Ellingson as well, as we should, because Ellingson had a hell of a game.
Finally.
That catch. Yeah. Fan vote all went to Ellingson.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. A person we haven't even talked about so far who had a great game was Devaris Daniels.
Absolutely.
He had 140,
155 yards.
There you go.
On 5 catches.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Can you do that again on Labor Day, please?
31 yards a catch.
Or more.
Not bad.
No, it's not a bad average. Yeah. Well, we could do a few more of those.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Can he get 10 catches?
Yeah. Just rub it around.
Yeah, exactly. 10 catches for 310 yards?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Easy.
Not asking much. No.
Right. Actually, let's go back. Let's do a UT throwback. Easy squeezy.
There we go.
There we are. All right.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy?
Kind of, yes. But he just likes to cut it all out and say easy squeezy.
To get to the point.
Yeah. It really makes it easy. Yeah. Squeezy. Actually, yes. Okay, let's take a very quick break, and we will come back with our CFPN game preview, this week's Pick'em and Fantasy Picks, and it's time for our mid-season awards.
Woo!
Hey, this is Earth Kwaku, and you're listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
You can join the Empire online.
Find us at eskempire.ca.
Check out all the new blogs and then follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
For more history, follow at Esks History on Twitter.
And even more of my picks on Esk Empire Photo.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to help the pod grow. Thanks again for listening. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back from not going anywhere, of course, but it is time. We have gone through 9 games, so we thought we'd hand out some Empire mid-season player awards.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so we have lots of things to choose from. All right, so MOP of the Eskimos, that is, of course, the top dog for the first half of the season. Who do you got, Superfan?
Part of me wanted to go with a non-player and take Philip Lawley.
Yes.
Just because of the outstanding work he's done. But it is most outstanding player.
Correct.
So I think I'm going to have to go with the obvious choice here, and we're going to talk about Trevor Harris.
Yeah.
He is currently at 3,051 yards in 9 games. That's on pace for 6,102 yards.
Wow.
Which would be good for third best all time in CFL history.
Wow.
Behind one season of Flutie in 91 and Kent Austin in 1992 are the only two who had more than that kind of range.
Wow.
He has 13 touchdown passes against 2 interceptions.
Wow.
Just out a 6.5, times as many. You try to go 2-to-1 for a ratio. If you get 6.5-to-1, you are outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I think before the season started, I called for Andrew Harris winning the MOP this year, but I think it might be a different Harris.
Yeah, there is a different Harris in the mix. That is for sure.
I know.
Absolutely.
Are we allowed to change our overall MOPs? Because mine's out.
Yeah, yours is out. No, but that's okay. It was just fun at the beginning of the season, so we'll see how the rest of it goes. But would you agree with that MOP, or would you go somewhere else?
Absolutely. And that's what I was trying not to go for the obvious, but it's hard not to with those stats. Holy schmoly! I knew he had outstanding numbers, but not to that degree. But
Any other names that come to?
Well, you know what? I don't know why, but just CJ Gable always pops out in my head.
Well, he's the number 2 rusher in the league, right?
Well, and
he's played
just
one less game.
That's where I was headed, actually.
Okay.
As an honorable mention.
But that's just like when I was looking at it, it's just like CJ Gable's name just came to mind and just would not leave. And I'm like, he's consistent. I mean, sometimes he has a rough game, but he never stops. He never gives up. And even with that one game he was out, he's still, like you said, number 2 in the league.
Yep.
And he's just consistently there. So I think guys like that need to be, I mean, like he gets a lot of credit, but as far as like MOP candidacy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway.
I think that's another great pick. Again, if he would have had the same kind of numbers that Shaq Cooper had in that game against Toronto,
absolutely,
he would be tied virtually with Andrew Harris for the top rusher in the league, which is no slouch.
Yes.
The thing about Gable as well is it's the stuff he does when he doesn't have the ball.
Exactly. Yeah, his blocking is
outstanding.
outreal.
And I think he's one of the best blocking backs in the league.
Outreal?
Another name to maybe throw in there,
okay,
Ricky Collins Jr.
Yes.
I mean, this is a guy that is... he's the number 1 receiver in the league right now.
Yeah, he
741 yards. He's on pace for just shy of 1,500.
I feel like he's not talked about, though, even.
And that's just it.
I think part of that, though, is because he has, 3 touchdowns? I think.
Yes.
And I think that might be why, is he does all those little things really well, and he does have some big catches.
But because...
he's not in the end zone very often because it's going to a lot of other guys, and they spread the ball out. Right,
that's just it. Even though they are spreading the ball out, like at the beginning of the year, we talked about Ellingson, we talked about Tavares Daniels, we even talked about Tavon Smith. Nobody sort of remembered Ricky Collins Jr.
Yes.
And he's quietly become the top receiver in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
We'll just keep that up. Yeah, exactly. Great. All good picks. All good. Well, I was going to say CJ.
So okay.
I mean, Harris was the obvious, but I was going to go with CJ.
I don't mind going obvious.
Yeah, that was no. Not when you have numbers like that.
Exactly.
Not going to argue that at all.
Sometimes I just the quarterback deserves it, but I feel like sometimes other players need to be looked at when it comes to MOP status.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let's talk about most outstanding defensive player.
Oh, that's
the mod-up.
so hard.
Well, the mod-up. Yes, exactly. The mod-up. Sure. Okay. Can I go first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I need to. I
feel like
I understand that I do a lot of gushing when it comes to this, but Kwaku's having just an outstanding year. I would put him up there. You could put almost pretty much anybody on that defensive line, but I would almost lean towards Nick Usher. Just the way that
Andrew.
he's been playing so well. Like, I can't believe how many times he's in that backfield. It's ridiculous.
He's made Alex Bazzi expendable.
Oh, that's so sad.
And who thought that?
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say expendable, but it means that he's not missed as much.
Yes.
I mean, if you would have said that if Bazzi's, he was their healthy scratch again this week.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even in for the first, 5-6 weeks?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
A guy that isn't getting a lot of people talking is Larry Dean.
Yeah.
He is number 6 in tackles across the league.
Is that right? I didn't even look at that
Number 6.
up. Wow.
And he is the top Eskimo, obviously, in league tackles. He's the leader on this team. He was voted to be the defensive captain.
Yeah.
And he just keeps that defense clicking. He's in the middle of the field, and he is the quarterback of that defense.
Yeah.
I thought he was great. Mondo is another great guy.
Of course. Yeah.
We talked about the defensive line and Mike Moore.
Yes. He's doing such an extraordinary job this year.
He's tied and he's for second in quarterback sacks.
Yes.
He's the highest ranked defensive tackle for quarterback sacks.
And defensive tackle. That's the other part. He's not coming off the edge. He's coming up the middle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? It's but they're running a lot of interesting stunts where he comes around the far side. But still, that's
such a different defense than we're used to the last
Like I said, it's sexy.
Absolutely. Where's the face? There. No. Now she's looking for it. Yeah. All good picks. Anyone else you want to put in there?
Well, you kind of it's really hard to even pick just from the D line. I mean, props to Coach Maxey.
Yes.
Oh my
and
Lord.
Coach Lawley, Coach Maxey have got this defense just humming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and Coach Miles in the secondary.
Yep.
Like you can't.
It's funny. I mean, if you look at most outstanding defensive player, only once has that ever gone to someone who wasn't in the front seven.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, Javon Johnson.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what the Eskimos think as the year goes on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about most outstanding Canadian on the team. Kayla, do you want to go first this time? I know who you want to pick. That's why I let you go first.
I feel like it's so obvious.
What's wrong with the obvious pick? Didn't we just say
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I gotta give it to my Bonate.
Yeah. Yes.
I think he's just done an outstanding job this year, and who were you just saying that does all the little stuff that Ricky Collins, even Larry Dean, I find does a lot of the small stuff that isn't really recognized but means a lot on the field. Yeah. I think Nate is the same way on the offense. Watch that guy block like a CJ. He's a little machine. He is very tall in stature and quite thin, but on the field you would think he's a small tank just the way he gets around. And some of those catches that he's made, he's almost like a Calvin mixed with a Gable. He's hardy, but he's there when you need him, and he does his job and he gets it done. And I freaking love him. He's the nicest guy ever.
Perfect.
He's also halfway through the season, and he already has career numbers for receptions and yards.
Yes.
2 of the 9 games, he was the top receiver on the team.
He's actually getting the chance to catch the ball, which was not a thing last year.
And again, everyone talked about Devon Smith.
Yeah,
going into this year, and it's Nate.
Yeah,
who's come in and become that solid 4th receiver.
Yeah, absolutely, and he does a lot of that turn nothing into something.
Yep.
But he's also very, very good. Oh, the one touchdown was unreal. But he's also very good at that. We need 8 yards. It's going and he's catching it right at the sticks.
Yeah.
And he comes down with it.
Down and distance.
I'm really hoping that he'll get some more.
He's a smart player. He's a physical player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a whole package.
He is.
I'll put some other thoughts out there, I guess, or ones that I think I got to give some props to Arjun.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic year.
For him, he stayed healthy. His
commitment to his fitness routine in the off season has paid off.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have said it so many years. I love his speed and I love the way he hits an open field, and he has not disappointed at all this year. Yeah. So definitely get some votes for Arjun for me. Anyone else?
Yeah, my number 1 guy on my list.
Yeah.
Kwaku Boateng.
It's true.
He is a Canadian.
True. I had him on the defensive side.
Well, that's what I mean. But he's the top defensive player, and he's not the most outstanding Canadian. He's tied for 5th in sacks. He is the only non-American in the top 10 for sacks.
Yeah.
He's playing a position that is traditionally an American spot.
Yeah.
And he is an all-star at that position.
Yeah.
To me, he's easily, I think, one of our best Canadians, not just now, but in the last decade.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
Gotta love our Quakes.
Absolutely. All right, now we go to the Moule. The most outstanding offensive lineman.
Oh, gosh.
Yes. There is no Andrew. There is only Moule.
You only got 6 or 7 to pick from, so it's a lot easier.
It makes it way easier. Yeah. Superfan, you get to go first this time.
I'm going to go with David Beard.
Nice.
He has been centering the line after taking over for a friend of the podcast, Justin Sorensen, last year. I thought he's been a steady force in a position where he is, again, like they always like to say, he is the quarterback of the defense. He's making all the calls from the middle there. He has been very solid, I thought, in pass protection and in run blocking.
Yeah.
And he's managed to stay healthy, and he's an every down kind of guy. So I thought he's been outstanding.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Kayla?
Well, apart from the injury, I mean, it's pretty hard not to give it to also Matt O'Donnell, right?
Sir.
Well, he's also Canadian, if I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm correct, right? Okay.
Yep.
Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't remember things.
Again, you really noticed him missing when we were doing short yardage.
Well, that's exactly.
Yeah.
The way this O-line is holding it together is fantastic, but you do definitely, it's missing something, and that says a lot for Matt O'Donnell when, just said it, you can't get a freaking short yardage play.
Well, he's been an all-star at guard several times now.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I want to give a honorable mention to 64 Tommy Draheim.
That's number 3 on my list.
Coming in where we thought, that position is locked down by Servi.
Yep.
The injury happens. We all have the moment of panic, thinking, what's got, the blind side is now an issue. And Tommy Draheim has played lights out on that blindside corner. So,
again, we've got, 3 sacks so far. Again,
that's extraordinary.
This season, and all the members of that offensive line. Jacob Ruby coming in, who was,
for sure.
Most people thought he was going to be the backup, the 6th guy again behind Travis Bond.
Mm-hmm.
He's been outstanding. Bond has played both at tackle and at guard. He's subbed in on both sides of the center.
Yep.
He's been outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go to our most outstanding rookie.
Oh, yeah, this is an easy one.
This sounds just so easy for me. So easy.
Rookie and not a newcomer to the team?
Well, we're going to go with rookie. Rookie to the CFL. So,
I got 3.
Okay, I got 1.
Yeah, 1 was super easy.
Yeah, Vontae Diggs.
No question.
Yeah. Not even a question to me.
30 defensive tackles, 6 special teams tackles.
Yeah.
1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 2 fumble recoveries.
Yeah. Digsy's been all over the field.
His pro experience is 4 preseason games in the NFL.
Ridiculous.
That's it.
He's
a true rookie.
Enjoy this while we can enjoy it, because he's not going to be up in Canada long. But we've got him for this year and hopefully next.
Yeah.
And I love watching him play. I love his ferociousness. I love the fact that he's great interview. He's great to talk to. But his play on the field is just absolutely out of this world. I've been so impressed.
The fact that, again, we had an injury late last year to Javon Santos-Knox when he was in Winnipeg.
Yep.
He came into camp. There was question whether or not he'd be able to play right away. Now it turns out he hasn't been able to play at all. And he hasn't been missed.
No.
For a much cheaper option than a rookie, I got to figure that Vontae is making less.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would think so. Yeah. And he's playing lights out.
He is, again, an all-star.
Yeah. Agreed. Kayla, did you have somebody?
Diggs was going to be my pick, but I wasn't sure if this was a rookie or a newcomer to the CFL. Because I knew,
both.
Well, I mean, he's played football though.
He played 4 preseason games for this 4 preseason games. That was it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I just didn't know if it was fresh off the field.
Oh no, just rookie to the CFL.
Okay.
So
that would have been my pick.
If we would have said newcomer, then you could have said Trevor Harris, right? So that
no. I still would have picked
Vontae.
Yeah,
I think he's the first choice for sure. I have a second choice, but
I've got a couple.
I'll let you go there, Mike, because I'm pretty sure you have one that I'm pretty sure I know you're picking next. So.
I'm going to go with Jonathan Walton.
Okay, that was not what I expected.
Aha!
Yes,
I know you thought I was thinking, but I put him at number 2. He's a special teams demon. He's only played 5 games, but when he's in, he is in. He actually signed him to the practice roster in October of 2017. Then we cut him.
Right.
He came back in 2018, but retired right before camp.
Right.
This 3rd time was the charm, and he's made it stick. He is our special teams leader right now.
Right.
What pulled him out of retirement, I wonder?
I think it's just at that point he wasn't feeling like he was going to make it, or maybe they told him you weren't going to make it.
Because I don't recognize his name.
Defense.
Yeah. Interesting. That might have been. Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Now he's like, look at me.
Look at this. Now. Yeah, look at me now. I thought you were going to go with Walker.
Yeah.
But I know he's been around.
Yeah, he's been around just like Josh Johnson.
Same thing. Yeah, same kind of falls into that realm.
Or Kyle Saxelid.
Right. That's true.
I thought he's, this guy is a raw rookie, right? UNLV in 20.
Just picked in the draft this year.
Yeah. So he's had another great spot. He's played, he's the 6th man, so he's got to learn all 6 positions.
Yeah.
He's come in at right guard when Matt went down, Matt O'Donnell. Mm-hmm. He came in at left tackle, and he's looked good.
Yes.
Every time.
Absolutely. I would agree. All right, last one is kind of a wild card.
Pick one?
What's that?
Did you pick one?
Yeah,
you have Vontae Diggs. Duh.
Yeah, absolutely. Last one, unsung hero. Now this is unsung hero on the entire team.
Yep,
so
underrated.
So anyone you would go with there?
Well, see, that kind of was going to be my Nate, but then I thought about it and it was like, well, he's not really unsung. After the BC game, he's not so much unsung because people are kind of realizing and, oh, look at that guy.
That's true.
So, oh gosh. I'm not, actually, I'll say this much because we miss him so much, but I'll say unsung. Wow, I'm not drunk. I had tea. Unsung hero of mine. I'm gonna give it to good old Hugh. Boy, is he missed right now.
Hugh O'Neill.
Good choice.
Good point. Great pick. Yeah.
I'm always so impressed with his punts. He's always a fantastic punter. And I'm a little concerned with the future of the punting. I don't know. They called someone up.
Greg Hutchins. Yeah, he was in training camp.
Yeah.
And I thought he punted well in training camp.
He did, absolutely, yeah.
So that's who I got because I know sometimes kickers are a little bit...
They are always underrated.
Underrated, and same with
unless
the
they screw up.
snappers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then not so good. But I agree.
So
That's
Sean's doing well.
Yeah.
But
better this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Hugh has been very consistent. Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. As long as he doesn't have to tackle somebody on a return. Okay, because some Calgary fan is saying that before I'm just going to beat them.
Limping.
Yeah, exactly. Super fan.
I got a bunch on here.
Yeah, I bet.
I mean, we've already talked about Jonathan Walton. I thought he could easily make it. I talked earlier about Ricky Collins Jr.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, being someone. But I'm going to go with Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
22 defensive tackles, an interception, a sack, and how many knockdowns that are almost interceptions.
Yes.
It's his intensity for the ball. He's got some real smarts. But what I really love about what he's doing, and not enough people are talking about it, is his mentorship. The Parabolics caught him coaching up Money Hunter.
Okay.
One game, and then they also heard him the next game coaching Arjun Colhoun.
Okay.
Like just placing where to be. He's played boundary corner. He's played field defensive half.
Yeah.
He's moved all around the field, and he's looked great in all those spots.
100% agree. 100% agree. I can't.
He's impressive.
Yeah, he was high on my list, and This is funny because I'm actually going to the other side of the field. Same on the defense though. I was going to go with Money Hunter. I just thought that his level of coverage and tackling has gone so much higher up than it was last year.
He's got such a massive ceiling.
Absolutely. And it was really, I believe it was in the Ottawa game that he just made an open field tackle where it was just him and that guy, and there was no one else around.
That I remember.
He totally... Nice. It was an Ottawa game. That's why. It was a couple games ago.
Yeah. I was there.
But it was just
in 2 weeks, she's been talking about this Toronto game.
That's right. 2 weeks, we're going to sit down just go like, "Did you see that Ellington catch? It was ridiculous."
It's true.
I think Money Hunter has done a lot. And if we're going to talk team, I think an unsung hero right now is Jordan Maximic.
Yeah.
A lot of these games, we're seeing a lot more balance between run and pass.
Sure.
And we're not getting that. Yes, there has been some execution issues, and yes, we haven't been scoring all the time. But think of, they've put all of these guys together, basically from all of these other teams, put them on one team.
And they're meshing.
And you talked about Trevor Harris's numbers.
Yeah.
So I think there's got to get some credit into the OC there.
Yeah, the OC, and it's so hard because the offensive coordinator, the head coach, and the quarterback works together constantly, nonstop.
Yes.
You can see.
So it's hard to me to give credit to one person over the other.
Sure.
To me, it's that trio
I think
together.
that's the biggest compliment you can give, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
just, I think, all three of them, because it's Moss that's doing the game day calling.
Right. Yeah.
So I think that's outstanding. A couple other guys you could throw in for underrated. James Tuck.
Yes.
A guy that has not been talked a lot on special teams. He's also coming in at fullback. He's a converted linebacker.
Yeah.
And Tanner Green.
Yeah.
I thought's been having a great second season.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, that's a good...
It's really too bad he got injured, because I thought he is grooming himself to be eventually, the senior statesman of the team. Calvin is going to go off to something after football. And I think Tanner Green could admirably fill that spot.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've touched on everybody on the team now.
It's
a couple of guys.
The whole other team that's an unsung
Something
heroes.
we talked about would be who do you think is the most improved person on the team from, say, last year?
Oh my. Let's see. I would probably go with Money Hunter.
Damn it! Stop stealing my.
See, I think Money was great. I think I'm gonna go with Colin Kelly.
Okay.
Colin Kelly is someone that people were really down on last year.
You don't say.
Yeah.
How many people have been down on him this year? I mean, he's taken some bad penalties, but I mean, his play has been
bad
way
penalties.
He's part of the
Jeez,
offensive
Max.
line that has only allowed 3 sacks.
You could do the same for Jacob Ruby, right?
Yeah,
a guy that was a
absolutely.
sixth man and has come in and displaced Travis Bond.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know,
yeah,
in
no,
that
it's very
spot,
true.
so.
Very true. No, I'll give you that for sure. All right. Well, that was fun.
Mine would have been Money, by the way.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Well, you've already said it would have been. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but that,
Just in case
thought
you
it
didn't
was very-
realize. Although, funny story though, when and during the games when I'm like actually cheering, I'm like, "Come on, Money, yeah, tackle real good." They're like, "Sean White's not on the field." I'm like, "Wrong Money."
Wrong Money.
Mon
Yes.
Shadrick.
Mon Shadrick. Yes.
Shadrick, apparently.
Shadrick. Oh,
That's what
well.
I'm told.
Thank you for correcting me. All right. Well, this week I do want to take a moment and direct you to the It's a Conspiracy podcast, which is another great member of the Alberta Podcast Network. They try to lay out the beliefs behind certain conspiracy theories and try to explain them without offering opinions on validity or accuracy until the end where they give their own opinion on what they think. The latest episode deals with Stanley Kubrick and all the things surrounding his directing days. So it's very interesting. So join Andrew. I guess there's lots of Andrews in the network.
There
are. Charlie and Greg each week on It's a Conspiracy. You can find it at it'saconspiracypodcast.com. And of course, all the other great shows on the Alberta Podcast Network at albertapodcastnetwork.com.
I wonder if they talk about referees. Speaking of conspiracies.
Oh my!
Yeah, wow. Could be against every team.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get to our preview. So the Esks are back home to take on the Bombers this week. 7 p.m. start on the brick field at Commonwealth Stadium, which means 5 o'clock or so for the tailgate start.
Yeah.
With on the menu...
pulled pork on a bun.
Ooh, smashing. It'll be exciting.
Yeah, it'll be tasty.
Hey, if anyone needs a ticket to this game, you can check out seatgiant.ca as they have tickets to all of this week's CFL games, and they have all of them in, of course, Canadian dollars.
Nice.
You can also use the code APN at checkout, and you get 5% off, too, which
nice.
gives you some money back, but it also helps us support the network.
GST free.
Absolutely. That's the best part. All right, so the Uncle BD stats moment for this week. Sean White needs 4 points for 100 this year, 8 points for 1,400 in his career,
Jeez.
9 to tie Brian Kelly for 4th on the Esks all-time points list, and 19 to tie JT Hay for 17th in CFL all-time.
I feel like I should be higher than that.
But still, that's
amazing,
crazy.
but
Think of how many of those you could see just
Mr.
on
McLean's
Friday.
going to be like, whatever, Kelly was the best.
Yeah, that's very true. T-Sniper as well. He needs 23 yards to pass Moon for 34th on the CFL all-time passing list. And he could get as high as 30th on the list if he gets over 388 yards.
Wow.
So within the next couple of games, he's going to be 30th all-time in passing.
This is why Uncle BD says, buy a ticket, go to the game, because you're watching history.
Absolutely. Not only that, but this is the military appreciation game, which means we're going to get a flyover.
Yes.
And $22 tickets. Come on.
$20 tickets. Kids get in free. We only have a couple more of these left.
Absolutely. Take
this
advantage.
One Labor Day, yeah.
Yeah, gotta take advantage of this. It's going to be outstanding.
I love the flyovers.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons to go. Come on now. Now, CFPN game preview. This week we are going to, from the Winnipeg perspective, we are going to welcome in our good friend from the Rouge Radio podcast. It is the one and only Daltz. How you doing, man?
I'm not doing too good, or too bad actually. But I'm just kind of like flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted by that introduction. I don't even get that. I'm surprised I get top billing on my own show. Now I'm the one and only on the Eskimo Empire podcast.
That's right. Well, I'm the first question I was actually going to ask you, which is really the biggest question, is how many more podcasters are you going to meet before you get to meet Tony Allen? And I'm putting the over under at about 2.5.
well, it's funny because there's the yearly at the Banjo Bowl where I meet up with Joe Pritchard and John Hodge, and Met up with Ryan Ballantyne a couple of weeks ago at IGF. I've met you, of course, Andrew, and I imagine I'll probably end up meeting Mike and Kales before Tony.
That's probably fair.
That's fair.
But what's funny as I plan it is I'm saving up to go to the Grey Cup this year in Calgary, and obviously I'll be staying. I'm hoping that he'll allow me to stay at his place in Medicine Hat. I'm hoping. If he listens to this is probably the first time he's going to hear that request. But it was kind of funny. It's like, all right, what if I get into the airport? Boom, meet Kales and Superfan Mike there. Just like that. Be awesome. That'll be apropos, kind of.
You understand if you're coming now, we're going to find out when your flight is landing and make sure that happens.
Yeah.
It's very important.
We'll have the little sign.
I'm picking the over and I want to win. That's right. That's how this works. Well, let's talk a little bit about your hometown Bombers. So it looks obviously like Strevler is going to get the start with Nichols being out. How do you see Strevler doing running this offense?
I think there's going to be a lot more people having their eyes on that NFL preseason game than this one, to be honest,
really?
On the Winnipeg side. To be honest, I mean, there's a lot of people that really saw what Strevler in limited game time this year. And no, that was all joking aside. And I think that this is just going to be not Strevler's coming out party, but I think he's really going to prove to the masses that, yeah, he's got a legitimate future in this game. Now, whether or not that results in a W for the Bombers, it remains to be seen. But I really think that Strevler's his body of work in last year kind of tells us that the Bombers, this year's Bomber team, will be somewhat okay. And as long as you don't turn over the ball, which is something Matt Nichols hasn't done aside from one or two games, in those games that they lost, as long as you don't turn over the ball, force things into the double coverage, which is something that he's been known to do, and probably not run as much. Maybe
that might
maybe
be
do the Matt Nichols. Maybe do the Matt Nichols check down to Andrew Harris every now and then, and who knows? You might win a couple more games. So Edmonton's tough, but I think the true test is going to come back in a Labor Day in the Banjo Bowl.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for that one, that's for sure. You talked about Andrew Harris, and of course the Bombers play a really balanced game. Is there anything about the team that's kind of surprised you this year?
The emergence of the unknown receivers. We always talk about Chris Matthews, Darvin Adams, who's on the sixth game. And then all of a sudden this year, we've got Daniel Peterman coming out of, it was rookie year last year, had a couple of catches. He's having some good games blocking wise. Lucky Whitehead, Kenny Lawler. Those are guys that have been really reliable when called upon. Credit to a lot of defenses that the Bombers have played who have really limited the aerial attack, which is why Andrew Harris is getting the amount of touches that he has been. And it's not for lack of trying on Matt Nichols' part. It's just that I think the defenses have really, really done their part. But I think that's really what surprised me is that when I go into this season, I thought the defense would be what it is, and they have been. Chandler Fenner probably had a couple of bad games here and there. But on the offensive side, you knew the offensive line was going to be somewhat of an issue. I think that has been a pleasant surprise, but the unknown surprise had to be those two unknown receivers in Whitehead and Lawler.
Sure.
Yeah, fair.
All right, let's take it back then to the defense. Who is the player we should be watching?
Former Eskimo Willie Jefferson. This is
Just rub it in. Jeez.
No.
We're good with our deke, Andrew. Come on.
That's a good point.
I was looking forward to watching former Bomber Javon Santos Knox, and now that's not going to happen.
No, we haven't seen him yet, unfortunately.
And then Willie Jefferson's had the year where his stats don't back up his contract, but his play does, and his play doesn't show up on the stats, and you guys have that kind of player, or at least you did, in Kenny Stafford, where he was just phenomenal. Even if he wasn't catching the ball, he was just doing his route running as a decoy, blocking downfield. And I don't think a lot of people really appreciated that part of Kenny Stafford's game. Willie Jefferson is having that similar year, at least in the first 6 or 7 years, and then only in the last couple of games has he really started showing up on the stat sheet. He had a couple of sacks, forced fumbles. Of course, that interception that probably turned that game around against BC. Right. So if there's one guy that Edmonton fans should be kind of on the leer about on the defense, it's definitely Willie Jefferson.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's a scary part. But I mean, not that our defensive line isn't bad either. But we'll leave that for the Eskimo part. Now let's talk about. So, what would you say, Daltz, is the keys to the victory for the blue and gold here?
The keys to what they've been able to do is get to the quarterbacks no matter what. And I mean, whether or not they're actually getting to sack the quarterback, they're pressuring the quarterback. And it sometimes it takes all the front seven that it takes. Yeah. Obviously, duh. But I think they have the secondary that matches up really well against this formidable Eskimo receiving group. And I saw on Periscope you mentioned Matt O'Donnell coming back, or nearing the end of his 6th game. That Eskimo offensive line, while good, is really thin on the depth, right? Yep. So if there's one part that I'm looking for as far as the key is, I like this Eskimo offensive line, and although it kind of, the Bombers are missing Jackson Jeffcoat, but they've got some strong guys on that defensive line. So I think the key is to get to Trevor Harris as much as possible. And I know that's kind of cliche in the CFL, but when you have that opportunity, especially with the matchups on the trenches on this side, I think it's more important this game than it ever was.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I know I was hoping that we could call it Winnipeg so that we could say for the L this week, but it's not. I know that was bad, but no. Thank you, dude, for coming back on and giving us that perspective. Plug your show so everybody knows where to find you guys and listen to more Rouge Radio.
Before I do that, first off, it was fun watching your Periscope, seeing the Trevor Harris. What'd you call it? Bobble doll?
Yep.
The bobblehead. And I think
bobble doll. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think people are missing out on the live action Mike Riley bobblehead, which is actual Mike Riley behind that offensive line.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yes.
Now with the shameless plug, our website is kind of under construction, but it is available at Rouge Radio at rougeradio.ca. But primarily, we're kind of alive on Twitter more often than not, so you can follow us at Rouge Radio, myself at Rouge Dalton, of course my co-host, brother from another mother, Tony Allen at Tony Rouge. I think I got that Twitter handle. I don't even plan on meeting him anytime soon. Why should I get his Twitter handle right now? I'm joking.
Oh, that's awesome.
Joking. Now he'll never allow me to sit at his place. No.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I can just see him standing at the door now. Out. No, there's be no rants for you today.
I got family in medicine at. You can stay with him.
That's right. There you go. You're good.
Awesome. Just look for the guy in jorts.
Right.
Oh, no.
Rouge jorts.
Yeah, you really should change that. Rouge jorts. That should be your Twitter handle. Oh, my God.
My Twitter bio should allow for that, except there's only so many characters. I'm proud to be from Winnipeg. I'm proud to be a father, avid curler, and whatnot. And I'm proud of the work that Tony and I do on the Rouge Radio podcast. But I'm also proud of wearing my jorts, and apparently I'm the only one who likes to wear them. So I mean, go figure.
Well, as we always say, we wish you the best of luck next week. And thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Anytime, guys.
Oh, that was awesome talking with Daltz.
Yeah.
He's always so much fun. So make sure that you do catch up with Rouge Radio, and of course follow all of the great shows on CFPN at cfpodnetwork.ca. Now, the Esks side of the ball. So we need some keys to victory. So let's start with you this time, Superfan. What do you think?
I think we're going to need to make sure to contain Strevler. He's a rushing quarterback, and we seem to struggle most in our defense against that style. Against Ottawa, Philip Lawley had the defensive guys sacrifice their stats to make sure to keep, in this case, the Ottawa quarterback in the pocket.
Right.
And I have to do the same thing for Strevler because he can beat you with his legs.
Yep.
And if we can make him one-dimensional, you obviously have to also stop Andrew Harris.
There's another guy that can run on that team. Yeah,
but I think if you can sort of limit the rushing from anyone at that team, I think we've got a real shot.
Absolutely.
I was going to bring up the Harris containing him just because I think he's going to be on a whole new level after passing his all-time Canadian. Was it all-time CFL or Canadian?
All-time Canadian.
Canadian, yeah, that's right.
We still got that Mike Brinkley. It's up there.
Yeah,
he's up there somewhere. Yeah.
So, but apart from that, hello, Mike. Nah. Anyway.
Hi.
I was waiting for that.
Nice.
I'm also hoping that we're gonna create some lanes for CJ and I see. Do they? No, they haven't released the depth chart yet.
No, not yet.
Obviously, it's too soon, but
way too early.
To get some more. Well, Michael like this, obviously, run yards in.
Yes.
You got to compete with the Harris, the other Harris on the other side. But yeah, if CJ can get his run game on, I think it's going to create some huge opportunities to get into the end zone, which is definitely a must. Well, this Winnipeg our defense is, pretty miserable.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty decent, but they are missing a bunch of players.
Yeah, absolutely. But still,
I mean, so are we. But look how we adapted, right?
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I think both points very, very good. I think another thing that's going to be huge in this game, and stop me if you've heard this before, special teams is going to be very important.
What?
Especially finding a way to slow down Grant coming off of Winnipeg, because that guy is some kind of dynamic returner. And we're all waiting for Jones to break out and have a big game, and this could be the one. So we need to make sure field position is so important when you play Winnipeg, because they can run the ball down your throat.
Yeah.
And so we want to make sure that we're actually
matching that or
keeping
exceeding
that field position a little closer to their side of the field.
Yeah, we're not losing 10 yards every exchange.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll keep the penalties down like did last game, and that'll help exponentially.
Definitely help, yeah. Don't take a penalty when we're getting a sack.
Or a touchdown.
Yeah.
Both,
yeah. Okay, that's fair. Who are you watching this week, Kayla?
The whole team.
Excellent. Are you sure? Because you didn't watch the last one as well.
Yeah, I know. I was there, but I wasn't there. Or my eyes were there, or my brain was... What?
It's right at that 70 show moment.
Yeah, that was Burn. Anyway.
Oh, Burn!
Yes.
Oh, I thought you just...
Yeah. No. Yeah, sometimes he just growls.
Well, I might as well just keep on the loop of the CJ Gable, and that's who I'm going to be watching.
Okay, awesome. That's a good pick. Super fan?
56 Parkies is watching number 56 on this game. Ooh. Kyle Saxelid.
Fancy.
He's coming in at left tackle, as far as we know. Tommy Drahan did not participate in practice today. He is a rookie, and he's going up against Willie Jefferson. And I think that could be, depending on the rotation, right? I mean, he could also be on the other side. But, that is a trial by fire.
Force.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, Jefferson's numbers have been down this year, but he's still a beast.
Absolutely.
And I just want to see how the kid's going to do.
Yep. No, that is going to be that is a tough one.
Yeah,
I'll make it easy on them too. Like offense get open and Trevor Harris get that those snipes out.
Yeah. Well, if we can keep our offense on the field, then it keeps theirs off. We'd be okay. So that would be good.
Yeah. Oh, painting a beautiful picture.
I really like that. Player I'm going to be watching this week. We talked about him at length already. It'll be the one and only Vontae Diggs.
Yeah.
He plays a big role in making sure that Andrew Harris doesn't take off down the field. So I am going to be keeping my eye on Vontae this week. Let's do a stat for our prop bet. Now I did ask out onto the Twitterverse to see to get some ideas, and the one that came back was return yards for the Eskimos. Now that's going to be a fun one to try and predict.
It is. What's the line?
So we need to do a total return yards. Now I figured when I started looking at things that we would include punt and punt and kick returns.
So total return yards.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but
you're wrong.
Excellent. Thank you.
That was easy.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's all.
I take the under.
On you being wrong?
Yeah, exactly.
I take the over.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's you're probably more right than I am. On average, I believe we are getting somewhere in the realm, if you combine the two, somewhere in the realm of about 120 return yards on average.
So you're going
per game.
120.5, 119.5?
So that is exactly what I'm going to do. 119.5
Sorry, was this
over or under?
Was this
total return yards?
No, I know. But you said the average for since CJ came on, or no? Yeah, Christian Jones.
This is for the whole year between Martise and Christian Jones.
So it could be a little higher.
So 119.5 combined return yards. 0.5, yes. Because I think, should I say it? 0.5. That's right.
As you should.
Yes.
I'm going to go the lane that I usually don't travel on and be a pessimist and say under.
All right, then. Superfan?
Last week we had 170 return yards, so I'm going to go over.
Wow.
Christian Jones, I think, has been solid in his 2 games so far.
Okay.
I think that I'm a little worried about our cover team, but I think our return team, I think we're going to do well. I'm going to go over.
All right. I'm going to go over too, but that really was the average, so that's what I was going with.
Yeah, but again, I was including Martise. I think the last with Christian Jones, it
has been a bit better. That is true. Yes. All right. Let's talk about our other games, shall we?
There are other games?
There are other games. And on our pick'ems, in our league, Tina Banshee is still in the lead. Jesse has actually made quite a push up, Esks Diehard, so he'll be not far behind there. I'm in the whopping 46th place, and Mike, you are in 10th.
You probably made all your picks on time.
I sure did.
I did not.
You did not.
So, I missed the Winnipeg game. I did pick Winnipeg.
Yes.
At one point, I was going to go 4-0, and I'm really happy I didn't.
Oh, yeah. That's
because I picked Calgary to beat Montreal, and they didn't. And I've never been so happy to be wrong.
That's right, yeah. I was going for my first 4-0 weekend ever, and then I was still okay with 3 and 4.
This would have been my third in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, which one were you wrong?
Yeah.
Calgary, Montreal.
I thought you picked Montreal.
No,
just
Calgary.
you.
Yeah.
You picked Montreal. You were very clever. We were not.
Don't underestimate them.
All right, this week, the first game, Ottawa versus Saskatchewan. This one is in the rectangle. Kayla, who you got?
Oh, okay. Right.
Easy to draw, hard to spell.
That's right.
I don't want to, but I just can't see Ottawa winning in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
That freaking stadium is really hard to win in when you're
it is the Bermuda rectangle.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, I'm usually wrong anyway. So I'll just see. You know what? Ottawa. I mean.
Wow.
I'm not saying I'm right. That's who I'm going with.
Excellent. Well, that's all right. I don't blame you. Pick with your heart. There's nothing wrong with that. Superfan?
I'm taking Ottawa to lose. So, video podcast.
That would have been great. Yeah.
Two wins this season? They're at 3?
Ottawa's,
they're at 3. Yeah, they started out strong and then
2-0, and then they won that other one in overtime against Montreal.
Well, they were 4-4.
Well, I mean, they suck at home this year, so maybe they'll do a little better on the.
I think Saskatchewan is Cody Fajardo is making a lot of believers.
Absolutely,
he's playing extremely well this year. To the point where they were able to jettison. I mean, to be fair, he was also injured.
Yeah, exactly.
But they didn't have to worry about him coming back at this point because he's played well.
Yeah.
It's going to be a dogfight in the West for that second.
Absolutely.
I mean, with Matt Nichols down, you don't know what's going to happen. Really, 4 of the 5 teams could be favored for first spot. So
yeah, absolutely.
Saskatchewan's not going to make it easy on us. I'm going to think they're going to win.
Who doesn't like a dogfight?
Well...
Metaphorically speaking, of course.
I was going to say.
We have some NFL players that maybe.
Wow.
That was a bad pull. It's funny, but bad pull.
I didn't mention him.
That's true. Yeah, that's good. I will also go with the wrong shade of green in this game, which makes me sad. Yeah, that one. Yeah. All right, next game, Hamilton versus BC. It is the second version of the Bowl. That's right. Everyone, we love it.
Oh, Calgary's just, the horsemen are just like, really?
Yep, absolutely. They love it.
I know they do.
This one is in BC. Superfan, who do you got?
I'm taking BC.
Whoa.
I know.
Really?
I am taking BC. It was a 35-34 game in Hamilton.
Yep.
And I think that, these guys are playing for pride. Hamilton's done very well under the Great Dane.
Yes.
But I think BC is going to surprise some people. They're playing at home. They're going to have a lot of emotion going on with the ceremony for Geroy Simon and Darren Flutie.
Yes.
And I think it's going to translate onto the field.
Okay. All right. I am going with... which going to win? I don't know.
Stop it.
Come on, that's funny.
Oh, there's a Vernon Adams Jr. joke in there somewhere.
There is, yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. He's not playing in this game, though.
No.
He plays in the next one. Yeah. All right. I'm not going to stop there. Okay. I am going to go with BC as well. I'm gonna go with BC as well. I'm gonna say that they finally find a way.
Thank you for using cat.
Yeah, the other way doesn't sound right. So yeah, we'll go with BC in this one. That almost hurts to say that, but anyway.
Why?
BC in that one? Because
they're not really in the contending anymore.
Doesn't matter. They're in our division. Whatever. I mean,
you don't want to see
Chris
that
Edwards
team
is good
suck
for
so
at
bad.
least a couple of bad penalties, and I love it that he's taking him for another team. It's great. It's awesome.
Peters.
Exactly. Yeah, very good at that too.
Well, I've gone for BC like this whole year, and they've never won under. Oh no, they did that one time. Their one win I got right.
They did, yes.
So I'll just, hopefully if I don't choose them, that'll give them a hand up. Not that I really care that much, but you don't want a team struggle that much. That kind of hurts the heart a little bit. So I'll go with Hamilton because it's Hamilton, and I always go with Hamilton, even though I can't use my hashtag anymore.
Holy Evans! No.
Nope.
Doesn't sound nearly as good.
Nope.
No.
Get well, Mazzoli. I miss you.
It's very good. All right, and in the last game, Montreal versus Toronto. Insert your own Vernon Adams joke here. Vernon Adams Jr. joke, I should say that. This game, I am taking Montreal to take that one down in Toronto. They played lights out in that last game, and although they might be coming down a bit of an emotional roller coaster, but Kahari has them playing on a different level, and watching his speeches pre and post game, man, I don't know why you wouldn't just want to do everything you could to play for that guy.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty amazing thing going on in Montreal. So I'll give this one to the Alouettes.
Yep. Sorry, you're coming.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah, you too. Yep.
Well, I didn't. I was looking down and I just assumed, but what assumptions do. Anyway, yes, I will also. Yes, going with Montreal. I think Vernon Adams Jr. is doing extraordinary things actually on that team, although he has made mistakes. And I was listening to an interview with him, and the one thing that I think shows him as the leader of this team is he said, like, yeah, I did those 2 interceptions at the beginning of the game, or like closer to the beginning of the game, and he said, like, my team didn't forsake me. They kept me up, and they said, just move on, like, you got this, don't worry, like, mistakes happen, let's go. Like, they believed in him and they had the faith in him, and that really propelled him to actually bring his team to the lead. Awesome. Or take the game. And I was just like, this is the Montreal that I wanted, and I want to be terrified of them, because I remember when I first started watching the Eskimos, I hated Montreal because they always beat us.
Me too.
But I love that rivalry, and it's nice to see Montreal kind of coming back into its own a little bit, and I love to see the East coming about a little bit more than it
I'd like
has.
to see more of them come about. I mean, as much as it's great having that crossover, I would really like to see it.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree too. It makes the West even more challenging.
Absolutely.
You have to be the best to beat the best.
Steel sharpens steel, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, that's just it. You want to play against the best, and you want to be the best. Like, that's the whole point of going to a championship. But I'm just loving where this team is going.
Awesome.
I want to get in Montreal's hat. I'm not even going to deny that.
All right. Excellent. Very good. Superfan?
Oh, man, it's got to be tough being a Toronto
Oh,
fan.
man, yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
know.
like it's tough being a BC fan. One of these teams we at least predict is going to go to 2 wins this season.
Yes.
Toronto is not one of them.
No.
No, I'm sorry. I'm taking Montreal in this. Montreal is finally playing the best football they've played since Anthony Calvillo was winning them Grey Cups.
Agreed.
I mean, even the last couple of years of Calvillo's reign was not great, and it's been a long, long journey for them. So it's great to see it for them, and especially their fans. Toronto, I don't know.
It's so sad.
They are getting better.
Yeah,
I thought they played some very good football against us. They really game planned well for us.
Yep.
Especially on their offense and that rushing game. But I don't know.
But
yeah.
Well, just like look towards next year. Then they're
good
progressing, but
good to plan. Exactly. All right, let's get into our fantasy league very quickly. I moved to 8-2 after losing to Ty. I'm not even mad about it because he picked mostly Eskimos.
Yes.
So it's not a bad thing. I did almost come back. I was down 45 points on Saturday morning, and I finished only 8 points behind him. So
nice.
It was close, but not quite there.
Did you take Beggleton?
Did not. Would have been a nice pick. Yeah, that would have done it all on its own.
Yes.
Actually, yes. And you lose to Ryan because of bagels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid Beggleton.
Stupid. Yeah. In our pod league, Dr. J. Miller is into first again. I'm in third, and Mike, you are still playing.
What the heck happened?
That's the rumor. Again, I'm good in pick'em, lousy in fantasy.
Well, we just play tradesies between leagues.
It's
You're
true.
good at pick'em. Yeah, exactly. I do fantasy. That's the way it works. That sounded horrible as I said it out loud. I realized it after I said it. Anyway.
This whole episode.
It's really down the drain, yeah. All right, well, this was fun. Thank you guys for coming down. A little bit longer again, but lots of fun when we were doing our mid-season awards.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Absolutely. And I do want to say thank you again to Daltz from Rouge Radio for joining us. Make sure you follow him at Rouge Daltz. Also follow Pay It Forward with Football on Facebook. Get those nominations into Quentin and Samantha. I do want to thank them as well because they did pop out they promoted the link for the show as well. So that was very, very cool.
Just it's a great promotion from a great couple.
Absolutely. Yeah. Super, super nice people. And of course, make sure you check out all the great shows on Alberta Podcast Network at albertapodcastnetwork.com. And now, where does everybody find us? Duchess Lombardi, where do they find you?
Occasionally there.
Occasionally there.
Sorry, I'm just getting a bunch of messages on Instagram for our bobblehead.
You're on the gram?
Yes.
Well, on our gram.
Excellent.
Yeah, you said it. I'm occasionally there now.
Okay.
Taking a backseat.
Are you on the gram lots more?
My personal one, but that's private.
All right, then. Fair enough.
So.
Okay. What's ours again? Eskimo Empire Podcast, right?
Yes.
The Instagram one?
Yes. It's Eskimo Empire Podcast.
Wonderful. Glad you pay attention, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm not on the gram.
Excellent. And where does everybody find you?
Not on the gram. But I have accounts here, but I'm not really on. You can find me on Twitter at 56Parkies.
Perfect. You can find me at Freeplicious and, of course, the show at Esk Empire Pod. And you can find all of our other social channels on eskempire.ca. We will be back next week with the return of Steel Sharpens Steel. Mr. Eddie Steele back in the Turf District to talk some football with us.
Outstanding.
So our only question this week is, are we ready to shut down the run game and pull another win out at home?
Absolutely.
For Commissioner Kayla and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.